Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, and welcome to one of the most watched games in the Premier League calendar, one of the most anticipated games between Liverpool and Chelsea. Oh, yes, we all remember the rivalries from the Mourinho days to the Benitez days. But you got to say, first against third, this should be a cracker. And to join me to preview this fantastic occasion is Mr. Ankit from Almighty Blues and Almighty Sports. How are you, my friend?
I'm great to be here. Always big up to the Dugout Football Channel. Doug, you know exactly why am I wearing this particular jersey. As in, for people out there in the comments, please let me know. Obviously, this is the famous 2-0 at Anfield game where Mourinho took the ball from Gerrard, infamous Gerrard Cliff. Sorry to put it out there. Lekin, I think that is one thing I cannot forget. Uh, Liverpool Chelsea games got you drama, and that's something that I always look forward to. I think we were speaking off stage. I think we've not got a result a lot many times in recent times, apart from the penalties and of course the recent game. But despite that, I can hardly say that the games haven't been fun. It's always good, and
Mm.
I genuinely believe it's one of the most underrated rivalries that there have been.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually looking at the stats. Your last win against us was actually the COVID season. It was the 2021 season. I think it was Mason Mount winner.
Oh yes. That's how long it goes. Like it's been literally 3.5 years since we have beaten another Thomas Tuchel, who is in the news recently. But yeah, that's when the last win came. So I think we do a win. Let's put it that way. But I wish it was as easy as that, right?
Well, you can get hope from us because last time we played after an international break, Nottingham Forest beat us. So that will definitely give you some hope, I would imagine.
Nottingham Forest, we learned from the last game ourselves. So I think it was a bit of both that we need to take the good and the bad of it. The hope is that even Liverpool have a lot of international players after the international break traveling. So that always breaks the momentum. So despite you being top of the league, probably being more in form even than Chelsea, there is always that. But again, I think these are the kind of games where the form goes out the window. It's more about the experience in that moment who kind of stakes their claim, and that's where, afraid to say, Liverpool do have more experienced players and match winners at this point in time if you have to pick. But again, certain cold power has had something to say in the recent past. Hopefully he changes the recent history that was with Manchester United, and he kind of broke it last season with Liverpool as well. But again, it'll also depend on the managers, and I have to say, really fascinated by the way Arne Slot smoothly, not really made ho hung up about everything, and he's done it quite smoothly. And I think that's the best aspect of Arne Slot that probably one needs to learn if you're a new manager to Premier League. But again, Enzo Maresca, not going to be criticizing him whatsoever. I've been proven wrong that he's done far better than what I had anticipated. But yeah, this is a true test. So let's see, who will be the difference maker.
It is a big test. I mean, I watched you against Manchester City in the opening game, and I thought then, okay, this is a Chelsea team that are, definitely in transition, to say the very least. But since then, barring a couple of sort of draws against Crystal Palace and obviously Nottingham Forest at
And the
Stamford
Servette, I
Bridge.
don't know if you watched the Servette second leg. Wow, that was bad. As in, see, that's the thing, right? And I think that's what you're getting to, because for me, the kind of patterns of play that you anticipate under a new manager, and that was the whole point of getting a new manager, among other things. We are easily able to identify it even with the cup games, even when the entire team has been changed for the cup games. So I think that's the best aspect of it. But yeah, as in you're right, as in the start wasn't the best, but I think clearly there is a little identity coming to Chelsea, which is probably which we lacked the last couple of years.
Yeah, 100%. So yes, going into this game, yeah, you'll want a different game from the last time you played because obviously we did beat you 4-1 in that game. Who do you think are going to be the dangerman for Liverpool in the game on Sunday?
I think my personal favorite, Doug, but for the audience, again, we've been speaking about these two players since for the last 3 years almost. Gravenberg, the difference maker, already in midfield, and thanks to Slot for doing that. But I think Luis Diaz, the form man, I think has to be there again. Mo Salah always, and it's a Chelsea thing again. Ex players doing well against us, that always happens, and particularly because Kukurea is not there, and that's something that we cannot kind of miss out on. But I think Luis Diaz and Gravenberg are the two people that I see, really doing well in this game because of their directness in terms of Luis Diaz, how he is, as well as Gravenberg, the physicality in midfield, which we probably lack, if I have to be honest.
Yeah, and when I look at Chelsea, I mean, Madueke, I think he's having a good season. Cole Palmer, obviously, is in the form of his life at the moment. I think Jadon Sancho needs to be does a bit of a shout out as well. I know he didn't do it at Manchester United, and obviously circumstances, said that. But I think when he's came into this Chelsea team, he is looking really, really good. So I think that was quite a good, like a good swap. Because like, going to Arsenal and then Sancho going to Chelsea. I think that was a very, very good. And the one player I think we have to talk about is Nicholas Jackson, because he was ridiculed last season, ridiculed about missing so many chances. He still does miss a wee bit of chances, but
Yes.
he's getting the goals now.
See, I think again the difference has to be Enzo Maresca. The coach is clear. Even if you miss chances, you're starting. Like I know at this point in time, even though I want and Nkunku has done well against the bigger teams previously in tight spaces, he's actually known for it. But I still believe that Nicholas Jackson will start, and probably that communication is very clear in his head. That helps, along with maybe the wing play. Now, what happened is Nicholas Jackson under Pochettino, we probably were doing a little bit of too much, too many times. So really, that identity was missing. Now it's clear the wingers have to be staying wide. So Sancho and Madueke will be wide. Palmer and Jackson will be roaming around the central spaces. So I think it's all about position play, which probably Enzo Maresca strives on, which Nicholas Jackson is striving on, and again Cole Palmer, like he's the man because for me. There are times in the game when Nicholas Jackson drops off deep to kind of do the link up, and then we know that Cole Palmer is their goal scorer who will be there or thereabouts. So that also certainly helps. But yeah, it'll be interesting as to at what point in this game, because it's a big game, and let's see if Enzo Maresca is happy with the point or wants 3 points. I, as a fan, want 3 points, but I can get it why he probably may play a little bit safe. But I can see Nkunku and Felix even being involved in the game at some point if you're not able to open Liverpool up, which is a pretty good defense right now, I must say.
Yeah, and especially with the fact that it was Alisson Becker will be missing this game. Obviously, Cleven Kelleher will be coming in. Now, I did want to ask you about your goalkeepers because who do you think, in your opinion, should be your number one? Because we've obviously seen Robert Sanchez getting his game time at the moment. We've seen Jorgensen coming in. So you obviously had Petrovic last season. Obviously, Kepa's gone to Bournemouth on a season-long loan as well. Where do you stand with the keepers?
Well, I don't know if option there exists. None of these. Is there an option? So, but jokes apart, I think I have to give it to Robert Sanchez. Like the guy, if you see the stats this season, he's been among the best. And these are actual numbers, stats. I'm not making it up, guys. Yes, definitely Robert Sanchez has surprised. Short stopping, I think his short stopping is not bad. I think a lot of it is made out in social media. But the problem was his distribution because of the Enzo Maresca ball, the way that he plays. Will he be the right keeper? I, at one point in the beginning of the season, thought that Kepa probably was not as bad an option as one thinks. But I think Robert Sanchez right now clearly is a pick. Jorgensen hasn't played enough to be judged anyway. And I think he's far too young in the league. So to be fair to the guy, Robert Sanchez probably takes that. But you're right. As in, right now, if you give me, and I know that we just recorded a preview for our channel as well together. The reason I didn't even discuss this point, I'll tell you why. Because for me, Keller is highly underrated himself. Like if you give me Keller in the future for Chelsea, I will like bite your hand off, and he always does well against Chelsea. So I know that there's a scope for improvement there. I think along with the defense, like as much as Colville has been really good, and I know Fofana is missing, Kukurea is missing, but even if they were there, I think generally our defense under Enzo Maresca could do far better. So I think there are a lot of things that the board and the directors would do in the next window. I believe so. Either one defender and one goalkeeper. Yet again, yes, will probably come in the next windows.
Yeah. What were your expectations at the start of the season? Because a lot of people sort of looked at Chelsea and thought, right, maybe they'd be sort of in and around the sort of the top four race, maybe Europa League, maybe the Conference League. Again, and I did see some people had you like sort of low down and sort of sort of ninth and 10. Where do you think you'll finish this season?
To be honest, my expectation was with the new manager, I expected to be there or thereabouts, fifth or sixth. To be honest, that's where I'm looking at, similar to how we were last season, because it's again a cycle, and I really didn't like the timing of it. But now that I've seen a month and a half or more than that, right? So definitely, I believe we are good enough, in my opinion, to actually go for top four proper. Nowhere near fighting for the league, nowhere near it, because, like I said, not been tested enough, and depends on how we do in Europe. But yes, I'll be really dissatisfied if we do not win a trophy. And if you're especially playing the Conference League, I know the pressure is there. You guys faced it last year with the Europa League, I know that, and there was disappointment from that aspect. But at least you won a cup in the season, which is something that Chelsea has been losing finals like anything. I think that's the mentality aspect of it, which I expect from this Italian manager who usually do well for Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think we definitely need to see sort of a change in you winning trophies because obviously the last six it's actually unheard of the last six finals that you've actually gone and
That's ironical, right?
lost.
As in Chelsea not winning trophies, because I think the thing about Chelsea has always been like, even in the late 90s, I'm pretty sure Doug and some of you in the chat might second that. We were always known as a cup team more than a league team, and that's always how it's been, right? And Liverpool, Chelsea both ironically have been those
Mm,
teams. And for us to lose so many finals is like very unheard of. But I think our DNA is kind of anyway changed. A lot of it has changed. So let's not go there. Just give me a trophy. To be honest, even if you give me Europa League and a trophy, I will be okay. I'll not be happy, but I'll be okay. But the point is, the main thing is first a trophy, and of course, top four Champions League. Is something that I'm really looking forward to next season. But yeah, it's still early days.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, this game is on Sunday, which is going to be very, very interesting. For the second game on Super Sunday after Wolves against Manchester City. So, how do you think Chelsea will line up on Sunday?
I cannot see so many surprises, especially after an international break when things anyway, they got to get back to, where they had a momentum until again Forest came, which probably they did to you as well. But it's important for them to kind of, continue what they were doing pretty well till up till that point. So it's not really needed to change. Of course, there might be little tweaks because of the suspensions, but automatically Renato Vega, who's been actually quite impressive, comes in at left back, inverting possibly into midfield. Right back Gusto doing the same at the other end, but center back Fofana is out, but Tosin calm, very calm. I actually like him, like his height for this game, along with Colville, who's been really impressive. Sanchez, like we spoke, Caicedo, Enzo, despite the travel, they will be the choice because Lavia is not fit enough to play 90 minutes, I believe. And I think an attacking midfield, Palmer, but personally, I would like to see Nkunku there and Palmer coming off the right hand side. But we know it's going to be Palmer there and Madueke coming off the right hand side, with Sancho coming off the left hand side and Nicholas Jackson. But don't be surprised, like I said, Felix or Nkunku or maybe both, if we are not able to open up Liverpool, might change about in the second half, along with the Netos of the likes. And unfortunately, Reece James is not fit enough to be, I believe, participating as of now. But let's hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to start. I think honestly the team picks itself for us at the moment because I think it's going to be Kelleher in goal, Alexander Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Soboslai, and I think Diaz, Jota, Salah. I think it just picks itself. Just like Chelsea, I think you think your team picks itself at the moment. I know obviously you've obviously got suspensions as well, but I think Allison now being out and also Harvey Elliott being out. I think it's just a really, really balanced side, and obviously two managers that we've got in very, very good, and obviously Enzo Maresca and Arne Slot. So I've got to got to go for it. Score prediction. What are you going to go for?
This is going to be tough. You know what? Because for me, like I said, there's always drama in this particular fixture. And I don't think, although technically you might say that we might be happy with the point, but considering we just lost 2 points to Forest, and we have a difficult fixture list, and so do you. I think it will be a case where both the teams probably will just about go for it at some point in time in the game. So I can feel something giving. I'm just going for a late equalizer from Chelsea. Yes, yet again, Chelsea Liverpool draw, but it's going to be drama filled. And I don't know why I feel that rivalry coming proper on the pitch, and I can see sending off or two possibly from Liverpool or from both sides. But I generally believe that Nkunku might be the difference maker in terms of saving us the game.
Yeah. I am going 2-1 Liverpool. I think it will be a very tight game. I think it could depend on sort of who is sort of more clinical in front of goal, and but it's going to be a fascinating game as well. Guys, get your score predictions in the comment section down below as well. Ankit, absolute pleasure to welcome you back onto the channel, my friend. Tell the people where they can find you.
Of course, always a pleasure to be here, Doug. Always people know it. It's a fan channel for Odyssey. Almighty Blues FC is what we are called. We do all kinds of content, and yes, definitely looking forward to the watch along for this game. Hoping that it's probably in our side, but just enjoy speaking football with you all. And yes, for people who want to really follow cricket as well, we have a second channel called Almighty Sports. There also you can find us. But great to be back, and hopefully we'll have a discussion post this game, and let's hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I will leave Ankit's channel's links in the description down below as well. And yes, we shall have a very interesting game on Sunday between Liverpool and Chelsea. But goodbye from the both of us, and we'll see you very soon.